I just scaled a daycare company from zero to $37,000 per month in the last 12 months. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I took it from a failing website to a lead machine. So that company was losing around $4,000 to $5,000 per month in rent every single month that they didn't know how to get leads until they hired me to come solve the problems. And I turned it into a lead machine. Now that daycare owner is thanking me all the time, saying that they have leads out of their ears, and they've definitely referred me to other people just because of me doing a good job there. So what I want you to understand is that this is going to be a 3-step process, nothing too hard that you can't understand. For any business out there, this will definitely help. Number one, figuring out the constraints. This is the hardest part, but the most important piece. Figuring out the constraints to your business is just realizing what is stopping us from 10xing our growth. What is stopping us from being able to, turn this into a 6-7 figure a month or a year business, depending on where you're at. What is the main thing that is keeping us from making money every single day? That's what you need to start with. So for this business, they had no leads, 0 leads. The constraint was 0 attention. We'll say 0 ATT. 0 attention. If you have no attention, how can someone buy your stuff? People don't promote products online for fun. They do it because they're trying to make a living, or they're trying to, make money, and they can't do it without the eyeballs and the chances of someone, buying their product or service. So in order for your website to go from a failing website to a lead machine, especially as a business owner in 2026, understand that your constraints are going to be identified based off of why you can't grow. In any endeavor, it's attract, convert, deliver. Why aren't you attracting more leads? Why aren't you converting more leads? Or why aren't you delivering better? And if you have any one of these problems, usually all of them could be possible, but sometimes it's just one of these 3. You can use those to identify. For this one, it was attraction. I don't even have to move to conversion and delivery because there's no one walking inside of the daycare saying, please help me. I'm trying to, get my kid inside. And then this daycare owner is like, no, I'm okay. That's obviously a conversion problem. This wasn't. This is more of like just traffic. They even had no delivery problem because there's no kids to deliver on. So figuring out the constraint was easy here, but sometimes it can be different for you. But try to use those 3 metrics as a good starting point to be able to say, all right, this is where I'm at, this is where I'm trying to go, kind of thing. Solving the constraints. So how can you go from not having any leads to more leads? We're talking about the 0 ATT, the 0 attention. If you have no attention and you go from having 100 eyeballs, you just 100x what you were just at. You don't want to overthink this. If you go from no one seeing you to 1,000 people seeing you, you just 1,000x your reach. You want to be able to do this as much as possible. We ended up getting her a viral reel that did like 25,000 on Facebook, and she was able over the last 6 to 12 months to get 37 kids, around 5 to 10 kids per month, and each kid is worth around $1,000 per month, so she can bring that in. And guess what? She can also repeat the system for multiple daycares, and she never has the problem of getting leads again. The new constraint became, well, how can we convert all these leads that we have, because she has hundreds of leads now? Well, then I created a call system so that way she can reach out to these people automatically, because she was the person that was doing everything in the business. So now I set up an automation for her so the system runs without her, and now she can just do the tours for when someone walks in, and she doesn't even have to be there for the tours because she's hired people to do that as well. That was solving the constraints. We got leads. You need to run ads if you're a business owner and you're trying to get attention and you're not already, you're missing out. Ads are the way to go. I'm telling you, I've tried organic. Organic works a lot, but if you want to make money as soon as possible, paid ads are the way to go, especially if you're not going to miss the money. Just get in the game. Solving the constraints can be different for you, but once you've identified it, it becomes clear on what you need to do. Sending attention immediately to your ideal customer profile is going to solve the problem. We ran this locally, like a 20-30 mile radius. No, really like a 15 to 25 mile radius max. And that got $37,000 per month. Imagine if you're going worldwide, what can you really do? 370,000, 3 million a month. It's endless. And that was number 2. We got to solve the constraints after we've figured them out. Lastly, building the lead machine. Building the lead machine came with 5 creatives. We shot 5 different ads. it spent maybe an hour to get these 5 ads. I shot ads of her sitting down. I shot ads of her standing up. I got just voice recordings of her so I can do clips of the place with her voice on top of it. I got different scripts so I can test different things. And I mixed it together, edited it appropriately, sent it out. And just like that, the ads actually worked. We started getting attention. Well, just attention isn't going to help if you don't know how to convert the leads. But building the lead machine, the starting point is getting leads. I just had one of my clients today. One guy opted in and he only paid $4.55 for leads, and he's new to it. So he asked me, he said, I think that was just a guy from Instagram and he's British. Well, you have to give it time for it to compound. The first week for this daycare owner, she didn't have any leads. It was like maybe 5 to 7, but it was no one serious. She was just calling, but it shows that it's working. You have to build your lead machine over time. You have to think of it as you putting $200 into a casino machine that you're building for yourself. And when the $200, it eats the machine, you can still get that money back. You just have to figure out a way how to crack the code to be able to send them to get the money back. So one day you put in 500 and it sends you back 400. You're like, okay, it worked, but it didn't work the way I want it to. So then you put in 500 and it gives you back 600. Now you're like, okay, I found it, but how can I get more? Then you put in 500 again and it gives you 6,000. You're like, this is the code. And now you do that every single day. Now you're spending 500 a day, making 6,000 a day after the flip. And now you're on your way to a close to $180,000 a month business, just because you figured out the constraints, you solved them, you built the lead machine, and you doubled down on your ads. Running different creatives is super important, but you don't need 30 to 40 different ads. You just need to start with something. Call the person out, say, hey, this is what's for. We said daycare owner or parents in this city. I don't want to reveal the city that I was working with, but parents in this type of city, are you looking to enroll your kid into this daycare? If you are, this is what we do. This is how we help. This is why we're different. You know, what's the differentiator from you compared to everyone else? If you have an apple at your local grocery store and it's $4, and then you go down the street and it's $2, will you ever buy an apple from that $4 spot again? Probably not, especially if there was nothing different. Compared to if you go down the street and you see a Whole Foods apple and it's $8, but they tell you that it clears your skin up, it makes your teeth whiter, it makes your breath smell fresh, it helps your gut, it does so many different things, and it's all natural, 100% guarantee that if you found something that wasn't organic about this, you could sue the company with no arguments. That type of thing would make someone buy an $8 apple, because they're not commoditized. They are standing out from the market. So how can you obviously stand out from the market in your ads to be able to build your lead machine appropriately? And that way you can scale your business online and not have to think about it too much. You record an ad one time, and that will be your ad for 2-3 years if you want it to be, if it keeps working. Sometimes we see the same ads online in different places for years, and you will get tired of it before the market does. There are so many people who are millionaires in the world, billionaires, that you don't even know that they exist. And they've touched so many markets and made so much impact, and you don't know them. That's how big the world is. So if you are struggling with figuring out your constraints and you want to solve them, you want to build your own lead machine, and you want to ask me personally on a call, click the link down below, book a free call with me, go to my website down below, levelsgrowth.com, and be able to sign up with me on a free call. And it's super official, and you don't have to kind of feel scared. Just bring yourself, like you don't need anything. And on that call, I'll be able to identify everything that you're going with and where you want to go. And if I can help you, we'll press forward. And if not, at least you got value from the call, and you can take that away and scale your business with that. But at the bare minimum, implement these steps, figure out the constraints, solve the constraints, start building your lead machine, take action today. And if you don't know where to start, it's obviously at number 1, figuring out what is stopping you from scaling. Why can't you 10x your business right now? Ask yourself that question. Let me know down in the comments. Like and subscribe if you like this. I'll see you in the next video. Levels to business. It's levels to wealth. Be wealthy.